Here's exactly how William Brown built a company that made millions and then sold it for even more millions, and then went on to actually build a new consulting business and scale to 300K months at 91% profit margin in just 12 weeks. And to add to this, he keeps his business incredibly lean, 2 employees, 3 specific products, no paid ads. I think a lot of businesses think that they need to hire endless amounts of staff to scale a business, when in reality you need key staff in certain roles that can perform tasks to a high level at a consistent pace, and then have a product that's actually scalable. A lot of businesses try and scale an offer that isn't scalable, and they need to make a pivot if they want to grow their business. He relies heavily on YouTube and a simple funnel. Again, you'll see across all these videos, simplicity scales and complexity fails. All of these businesses that run things at high levels keep things incredibly simple. They're not trying to overcomplicate things, they're trying to keep things simple and just push a lot of scale through it. The strategy behind simplicity, he positions himself as a no BS expert, relatable to other marketers, and he can do that because he has the proof to back it up. He then builds trust and authority through raw and authentic content that shows social proof throughout the whole process. So he then positions himself as an authority by showing what he's done in his business, and then also positioning himself as an authority by showing what he does with clients too. And then alongside this, to allow him to then scale quickly, he focuses on selling high ticket offers. We all know that to get to £1 million a year, you obviously need to sell less offers if you're charging more, and generally the clients may even be easier to work with than your lower level products, such as like your £97 a month products. So let's break down his traffic sources, his funnels, his call bookings, and his sales process. So his traffic source is primarily pretty much 100% organic YouTube content. He posts very little on Instagram. Naturally, I'm sure he has some leads flow through Instagram, but the primary place that he puts all his content is on YouTube. It's casual, no fluff video style, no thumbnails, no heavy editing. It's just literally focused on value and him being authentic. Titles are value packed and curiosity driven, such as how I'd make 10K a month if I had to start again, how I made 16.4 million, copy me. It's very similar copy to essentially Charlie Morgan, which you'll see that we've done other videos on as well with that style of content. You'll then notice with his YouTube channel, he's got a big following, 75K, which is obviously continually growing, but he then also focuses on obviously like the money-making marketing niche. The money-making marketing niche also has higher AdSense from YouTube. I don't really reckon that's anything compared to the money that he obviously makes, but it also does seem like YouTube tend to push those videos out there more and they can get even more traction. So he then focuses on sticking with those types of captions. Alongside that as well, you'll notice his captions are also a little bit jokey and sort of get his personality across, I presume. So I showed Mike Thurston how to make an extra 100K a month. Also, it just makes it sound like he's used to making a huge amount of money, which obviously he is. And then it positions him as an expert even more because a lot of people in the fitness industry will know Mike Thurston, so his content's then with him as well. You'll then notice that he pushes everyone into a page which is essentially the main entry of the funnel where they can work with him and they have the ability to discover his different offers. Now he focuses very specifically on a couple key offers rather than trying to scale everything. He focuses on scaling one key offer. Now a big thing, by the time that people land on this, they have complete clarity over his personal background. So he's got context around this on website pages and also across social media. He has his pinned post showing one, that he's an authority, two, that he's done things a lot of people want to do, like buying their parent a car, and then also shows that he's exited and sold a company for a considerable amount of money, which is obviously what they're teaching people to do as well. You'll then notice alongside this that, for example, he has a high level mastermind, which is an invite only. So for people to come and work with him at a high level, one-on-one, invite only, it makes it exclusive. And then people know that they, one, need to be performing at that level, but two, they also want to get to that point because they look up to him. So they'll probably then go into his programs at a lower level and then build up. What we then also see though is his call booking funnel. It's very simple to a degree. There's not a huge amount of fluff around it, and he focuses on his key components of helping them to get their 10 million a year system. He has his clear headline, his clear subheading, and then a VSL. He has a couple different offers where he might sell something straight up at a lower price and then he'll try and ascend them later. He also has the option where he'll either then push them into his live virtual event or live in-person event. or where he just pushes them straight through into booking in a call. Now you'll notice that the whole thing with this, as well as he's looking at capturing data the whole time, so he then has an email list that he can retarget with them. He realizes the importance of obviously creating longer form content on YouTube, but then also capturing data elsewhere, so he's not then just reliant on that one platform. All of this then pushes through into essentially a detailed application form. He will have a lot of traffic flowing through, so he wants to make sure that he essentially qualifies people before the call. So when they come to booking a call, they have to fill out the questions and they have to essentially qualify themselves. You'll then notice that he pushes even more social proof too, through everything that he's done, selling his company, awarding by ClickFunnels. A lot of people know ClickFunnels in the marketing space, so it puts him as an authority. By the time they get on the call, they're very much bought into the process already. However, you'll then notice that his whole sales process has high friction to then take out the people that aren't going to be a good fit. He has a high ticket offer because ultimately he's teaching people how to scale to 10 million a year. So the price point needs to be high and he has the authority to do it. So it's quite a friction process. You'll notice that his funnel is a little bit more complicated. He has a few different offers compared to just pushing people into one offer and then across. He can do that because he wants a little bit more friction, because he only wants the highest level of people to move through. You'll then notice on the sales call, it will be to diagnose their needs, and then offers will likely be coaching or done for you services. So he can then charge high amounts because he's either consulting, or charge high amounts because him and his team are essentially doing something for that business. He then focuses on driving all his traffic into that one web page from YouTube, so all the traffic directs into YouTube. YouTube then push them into that page. He'll then have everyone into an email newsletter that he'll then remarket to them, either via email or also potentially with the ads that he's running down here. He can then retarget the people in his newsletter. And then because those people have come into his newsletter, he can then create lookalike audiences of them and retarget them even more as well. They get pushed into a call that has quite a lot of steps, a lot of friction, a lot of qualifying questions, so he can target people and move people out that aren't a good fit. And they all go straight into a call where he then sells them on the appropriate offer. Now, this is exactly the system that we build for businesses, for coaches, consultants, and course creators. And we've done it for over 450 different businesses, helping them streamline and systemize their business. So if you'd like us to potentially look at doing the same for you, you can click the link below and we can essentially discuss how we could integrate that into your business and guarantee you success. Otherwise, you don't pay.